I hope I didn't just make you dizzy by quickly scrolling through the page here on Blackboard. This video is to tell you about a new Padlet that we created in the face-to-face class and with the virtual class members, and to invite everyone who is asynchronous to rearrange or add to or edit the Padlet as you see fit. And what I mean by Padlet is that here between week 3 and 4, there is this key terms Padlet, which you can access and move or add to right here, right in the Blackboard page, although you have to scroll all the way down here in order to add something or draw a line or move things around. You can also click to see the version of the Padlet that is out here. And I just realized I'm supposed to be in a meeting, and there's a dog trying to sit on me. But anyway, forgive me for the interruptions. This version is online, so it's a little easier to see. And I rearranged it already after class yesterday. You can look at the 15-minute recording of class in our too long to read list. But essentially, every week we have something called TLTR once or twice that tells you what's going on. So this TLTR from class on January 24th connects to what is only a 14-minute video, has a couple of other links and some background information about what we tried to achieve during class, and suggests some of the items that we added to the Padlet already. So I think this pretty much covers what we did in class on Tuesday. On Thursday, we can probably revisit the Padlet a little bit and talk about Zora Neale Hurston. But when you look through this, you can see connections and ideas about Harlem Renaissance culture and about whether African American art or literature during the Harlem Renaissance is really distinctively of African descent and shows something very remarkable about African American culture, which is Langston Hughes's argument, or whether, as George Schuyler says, this is just more American culture and it happens to be written by people who are African American. So those are some of the issues that come up and that writers face in the Harlem Renaissance. And just feel free to explore the Padlet and add comments or questions to it, because it creates a way for us to interact. The other thing I need to tell you that's very important, and I need to add it to this list, is that the first paper I will not make the first paper due on the 29th. In fact, it will be due on the 5th, and I just looked at the old version of the first paper that I used last time for the Harlem Renaissance, and it's way too complicated and elaborate and has multiple steps, and I've decided just not to do that anymore. So just let me type this here so I don't forget. And there's a dog trying to help me type. My videos are always full of excitement. Okay. In terms of that paper, what you want to do is imagine two of the figures in our class conversations thus far, two of the people we have read or learned about who are figured centrally in our class. And let me just bounce around to all the wrong places here. And I will add a discussion in which you can start fleshing out this dialogue between, for example, if Bessie had met Sutton Griggs, what would they talk about and how would they define and describe African American art? Or if Langston Hughes met, well, he actually did meet Bessie. He met a lot of people. Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys isn't really a good example, but you'll see this a little bit more when I create the new discussion, and I require you to work in the discussion and do a truly amazing job, as is the case from our group breakdown on Du Bois, Griggs, and Hughes. The you, me, we two talk on this page is so amazing when you look at all of the replies and back and forth and development of ideas in these conversations about Langston Hughes, W.B. Du Bois, and Sutton Griggs. I think in particular, the conversation about Dark Princess blew me away. I mean, people just kept going back and forth and talking to each other and developing ideas and expanding them. And this is the kind of work that you can do to develop ideas for the paper. And as I said, paper will not be due till February 5th, and look for a new discussion soon in which you can talk about two of the figures that you find most interesting and how they would define art in the Harlem Renaissance. So I'm going to stop for now. That's a lot of information. I think I covered the most important points, and I will talk to you soon.